So, of course, these games add some sort of ping system, right? Where you can ping something and say, hey, there's this weapon over here in case anybody wants to pick it up, or let's go over in that direction and whatnot. And so basically, a lot of these games have it. League of Legends has it. Apex has it. I'm sure games like Valorant have it. I haven't played it, but I'm sure they do. Naraka has it. And you can also designate objects if you see like a shield or something, and you're like, hey, if somebody wants to pick it up, and then somebody else can ping that, and then basically they dibs it, which means that other people on the team can't pick it up. So if you say, hey, I want that, then you get exclusivity to it. But Apex does a thing that I haven't seen in other games. I'm sure it's in something, but I haven't seen it. And that is that when you pick up something that somebody else has either pinged previously, or if you pick up something that somebody else has dropped. So, for example, if you have a certain level of shield and you pick up a better shield, and then somebody else comes up behind you and picks up your old shield because it's a benefit to them, you get a little prompt on the side and you press that button, and your character will thank them for whatever it is. So if my friend, they know that I like a certain kind of weapon, they see it in a crate, they mark it. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. So I can go over there, I can grab it. And when I pick it up, I get the option to thank them for pinging that for me. And then on top of that is if somebody thanks you, you get a prompt that allows you to say you're welcome. And I think this is just a brilliant thing that just adds positivity to the community. Like when you have lots of games, say League of Legends, they're notorious for the community being very toxic and people always getting angry at each other. And we have lots of ways to, show dissatisfaction. But I really like the idea that there's a feature in it that if somebody does something to you immediately, it's just a simple button press. The prompt comes up, you press the button, and you thank them for it. I think that just adds a lot of positivity. It was something that I was really noticing lacking when I played Naraka Blade Point is that somebody says, "Oh, hey, there's this weapon over here. It's purple." I'm like, "Great." I run over there, I pick it up, and they have no idea whether I've picked it up or whether that was useful to me in any way or anything. They just know, hey, I marked it and move on. So I really like that kind of like feedback and interaction with the players where you have this kind of feeling of positivity that you can do that. And then on top of that, I just want to note that PlayStation used to have a feature that was called PlayStation Accolades. They had it when the PS5 first came out. Not many games were using it, unfortunately, but what it was basically a system where when you play a game, after the game is over, then what you could do is you could come along and say, certain games would have this thing come up and it would say, would you like to evaluate other players? And so what you could do is you could just press that button and it would pop up, and then you could just say like they had four categories: helpful, good sport, leader, and welcoming. And basically what you could do is after the end of a match, you could just go in and for each player you could say, oh, this person was a leader. So basically, or this person was helpful. And if you like, for example, this was a veteran player and helping you out. So I really like the fact that they had this idea to do it, and you could go and you could look at all these awards that other people had given you for saying, oh, you're a really helpful player. And supposedly it should have helped with, for example, if somebody was a new player, then it would help with matching new players with veteran players that were really highly ranked and helpful and things like that. But unfortunately, not many games implemented it, so they did sunset it. So that's not a feature anymore. But I really like that idea of putting positive feedback into your game as a feature to be used. I think that's a great idea, and I wish more games would do it.